Are you intrigued by strange and amazing real-life stories? Want to learn more about UFOs, bizarre diseases, lab leaks, aliens, and secret military missions? Check out this channel to discover all of my short-form, documentary-style videos on these topics and more. On Out There channel, I love real stories about life at its most strange and extreme, and want to share them with you. Here's a sample of the stories I've made. She was infected with the greatest mass murderer in human history, smallpox. A series of events would unfold that would lead to the death of 3 people, as well as a mass vaccination and quarantine effort in England. Even today, the mystery of how an English photographer could catch a virus that was eradicated around the world remains. This is the story of Janet Parker, the last victim of smallpox. On July 4th of 1947, Army soldiers raced through the desert night near Roswell, New Mexico to secure what would be the greatest find in human history. They had seen an object on radar, performing maneuvers and traveling at speeds that could not be explained. When the object suddenly brightened on the radar and disappeared, they suspected it had crashed. They were right. The soldiers would be astonished to find a flying saucer with debris strewn across the desert floor. In that saucer, they would find the pilots, dead and not of this earth. From the alien technology found that night would spring all the electronics you use on a daily basis, the foundations of the modern world. Our way of life is a threat by well-trained and radical individuals, and most people don't even know it. The heart of our civilization, the electrical grid, is the target. The template for many of these attacks occurred on April 16, 2013, when at least 2 individuals coordinated a complex strike at California electrical substation that provides power to Silicon Valley. At 1 a.m., under cover of darkness, the assailants disabled communications at the substation and sprayed gunfire at 17 transformers. They used flashlights to communicate with each other and had set rocks to locate firing positions. Ukrainian astronomers report sighting 2 different sorts of UFOs around the skies of Kiev, the national capital of Ukraine. They state, "We see them everywhere. We observe a significant number of objects whose nature is not clear." Amazingly, speeds of these objects were measured to be up to 33,000 miles per hour, or 43 times the speed of sound. As reference, the fastest plane in the world, the SR-71, has a top speed just under 3 times the speed of sound. Beneath this idyllic city lies a hidden past that was covered up for decades. Travel back 45 years ago and things were much different. In the 70s, Ekaterinburg went by another name, Sverdlovsk, and was under the control of the Soviet Union. It was the middle of the Cold War, and the city had become a massive factory for the USSR's military-industrial complex. The first indication that something had gone terribly wrong was on April 4, 1979, when Margarita Ilyenko, the medical officer at a nearby hospital, got a call from another doctor. For the previous few days, the hospital was getting patients complaining about fever, chest pain, and difficulty breathing. But this doctor had just made a startling diagnosis: inhalation anthrax. It was the deadliest form of the disease. Even with heavy antibiotics, the mortality rate was 50%. That's like flipping a coin if you'd live or die.